Hello everybody, just a short little video on cloud mining and asking you to please check your facts and do your own due diligence. I'm seeing way too many scams out there, and I'm trying to help you guys just to have a look and make sure that you're checking before you actually give your hard-earned cash to someone that is very possibly a scam. Okay, so just a short and brief introduction on Bitcoin and the background of Bitcoin. Please go Google, do your homework, but in short, as we know, Bitcoin has got a public ledger. Anybody can see the transactions happening live. It's audited in real time. So we can see the transactions as they're happening. And these entities that are checking these transactions, big data centers or miners, we can see them as well. We can go to various websites where we can go and see who are these entities and who are they that's tying these blocks of information or transactions together and then earn a block reward. Now currently these miners earn 12.5 new Bitcoin for every block that they hit, or when they win the lotto, because they are basically trying to win the lotto. They're trying to solve a game theory math problem, and if they do this, then they get rewarded with the 12.5 new Bitcoin, and we can clearly go and see who are these miners that got rewarded with the new Bitcoin. Now you'll notice there's slightly more than 12.5 new Bitcoin in a block because there's also transaction fees in there, and it's give or take every 10 minutes or so that they get rewarded with 12.5 new Bitcoin. We know this Bitcoin reward process will halve it halves every 4 years, but currently we are 2 years into this halving process, so the next halving will be 6.25. We can see the mines that won the newest Bitcoin. It's all open because it's open source as well, and we can go and see who are these pools real-time hash rate. Now just to quickly explain a pool, initially people could actually mine Bitcoin on their own computers or do solo mining. What's happening these days, you cannot solo mine anymore. In other words, use your own computer because you won't create any new Bitcoin. What's pool mining means is mines are tying together their computers into a pool. Similarly to if you were to try and win the lotto, and you're not going to have a chance if you buy a ticket on your own, but if you get the neighborhood, all of them buy tickets, and if someone wins the lotto, then the whole neighborhood shares the winnings. That is pooled mining. All right, so we can clearly see who these people are. Now I know that some people are saying, oh yeah, but my mine is not listed. Guys, if your mine is not listed and they're trying to sell you mining, and they say that they've got 50 or 60 or whatever petahash worth of power, they should be showing up somewhere, and you should be seeing their pool. There's websites that lists even the smaller mines, so you can go and have a browse around and have a look. These guys need to show somewhere. Even the little mines show up, but even these little mines, they point their mining towards one of these pools to stand a chance. All right, so just to get into mining, these devices that they're mining on, these are ASIC, application-specific integrated circuit machines. This is what they look like. The majority of them are ant miners. They're from Bitmain, and you'll notice they're actually going for very, very cheap, $355. The Antminer S9J, it's a 14 terahash machine. That's the computing power using 1,350 watts at the wall. We'll discuss that briefly as well. That is a lot of power. Another machine, for example, the S9 Hydro, $706. This one actually works with wet technology to keep it cooler. This one is a 18 terahash machine using a lot of power, 1,728 watts. Go check your kettles and irons wattage and you'll actually get a fright. These things are huge. They're very, very power hungry. So the reason that they're so cheap at the moment, and I'm saying cheap, is because in June last year they were going for almost $2,000. And then obviously you need a power supply and so on and so forth, is because Bitmain recently announced a new technology, 7nm chips. There's quite a few companies coming on board with these smaller chips. These older machines, these ones are running on 16nm chips. These ones are way more effective in mining. So the S9s, as they stand currently, they are going to be defunct quite shortly. All right, so to jump right ahead further. What gets me really angry is online calculators. I'm seeing stuff like this all over the web where people, these so-called mines, are selling, for example, 2,000 gigahash for $500. So to put it in context, 2000 gigahash is 2 terahash. So they are selling you for $500. They're selling you, 14.5 terahash for 355. So they're taking your arm off by doing this. 14.5 terahash, that is a hell of a lot of gigahash. Not really fair as far as I'm concerned. Then the other problem is mines are promising you for example, a 20 US cents return daily on a mining contract of $40. This is impossible. You cannot predict the price or the return that you're going to be getting, because remember, you're mining Bitcoin. What is the value of the Bitcoin when you sell it on that day? That's the first problem. So you cannot predict or tell someone this is your projected return and you're going to have a return of 200% over 13.3 months. It's impossible. So let me show you why, and I'll get back right into this. Like I said, you need to be able to see the mine in here. There's stuff like difficulty rates that kick in. Now, the difficulty rate is basically something that Satoshi Nakamoto did originally because he knew there was going to be more and more mines who join the mining. It's going to cause blocks to be mined faster and faster, and it self-adjusts by percentages monthly, every second week, as a matter of fact, to make it more difficult so that it self-adjusts back to 10 minutes, not every 5 minutes that new blocks get created. So this difficulty rating goes up and up and up and up. So as you can see, there's plenty of websites, I'll give you the links. Mining profitability USD per terahash is at this stage scarcely 20 US cents. Now this does not take into account the cost of power, facilities, the cooling of these things, and so on and so forth. You can actually go to very interesting websites like this, where you can have a look, and there's a Bitcoin mining calculator. So if you have 1 terahash, that's the current exchange rate of Bitcoin. I made the block reward slightly less, and you go and calculate it. Currently, you'll be earning 23 US cents per day. It sounds absolutely excellent. When the next difficulty level kicks in, is going to be 21 cents per day. The problem over here is it doesn't take into account the power usage of this. So let's go to a slightly more advanced calculator. Bitcoin difficulty, as I said. So we can have a look at the Bitcoin difficulty level. Let's have a look at that. So we can see the difficulty level over there, which I put in there. The Bitcoin block reward, that's the Bitcoin value, 1 hash rate, 1 terahash, but let's make it 14.5. So it's an entire machine. The electricity rate, very easy to go and have a look. You can go and see global electricity prices in 27 from Statista. In China, about 9 US cents per kilowatt hour. So I can put that in as well, like I did. Power consumption, 1350. Remember the wattage on the Bitmain computers. This one over here, 1350 watts. So the cost of the mining hardware, $350 US. I didn't put in a profitability decline. So if I go calculate, in essence, coins per 24 hour at these conditions, 0.005 Bitcoin. So that'll be your power cost. That'll be your revenue. Less the power cost means you're going to be ending up with 48 US cents per day. So system efficiency, average mining factors, and so on and so forth. Go and do your own due diligence. In other words, these guys are making you a promise to earn money from $40 worth of mining, which is half of this. It actually doesn't make sense at all, guys. Please, please, please go and do your own due diligence. Understand what mining is. Click around. There we can see the total power consumption, like I said, 1,350 electricity costs and so on. Just to go and show you, if a mine is trying to sell you their mining contracts, the very minimum that they can do is, if they are this huge mine, is to create their own pool, right? Because they've got thousands of members according to them. They've got so many petahash. Why don't they just add themselves? So that when we go to blockchain.com, which is one of the most well-known providers, and we go and have a look at the mines, so that they can pop up. Now remember, these guys who are anonymous, unknown, Why do you want to be unknown? I want you to see me mining for you. So give yourself a name so that you can show up amongst the other ones. It just doesn't actually make sense. So for example, I can go to this mine. I can see the recent blocks found by them. I can click on that number over there. I can scroll down. I can go and even see where these newly generated coins have been paid to, and I can see how much has been paid into this wallet over the past 4 years in this case. Why would a mine go and hide these things? To have a room full of mines with 4 rows of mines, but there's supposedly thousands of people, and then they're mining in China and they're not disclosing how much petahash they have, and so on and so forth. It doesn't make sense. These big mines, like this one in this case, I mean, they are even building and buying their own power stations. They're using electricity, solar power and these kinds of things. And because they've got such huge buying power, they get the mines for cheaper, and they can negotiate huge discounts on electricity from the various places that they mine. Guys, not pointing fingers to any specific mine, but please do your own due diligence, understand what this is, because you're not only risking your own money, but you're risking your friends, family, and other people's money as well. Do not get involved with Ponzi's. That's it from me, Itzod. Hope you have a good one. Speak soon. Cheers.